Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. Well, of course, it's a beautiful, beautiful night here in Chelmsford, and it's beautiful because India has begun the series on a winning note. Well, India started off in a jittery way, Smriti Mandhana being the first Indian woman batter to get out of the first ball of a match. She has many accolades, many records. She can easily forget this one. But it was the bowler who had said that she wanted to bowl to her franchisee captain and was excited about the competition. Yes, Lauren Bell, who got the wicket. I thought the field placement was excellent. There was a short extra cover, and Smriti plays the uppish drive well. It was that ball, slightly moving away from Smriti. There was room for her to play that stroke. I don't think there was anything wrong with the stroke, to be honest. The field placement was correct, and I thought Charlie Dean took an extremely sharp catch. England's fielding later on in the innings was a little here and there, but that ball was a fantastic take from Charlie Dean as well. So I don't think Smriti should be bothered about it much. Well, after that, in the first over itself, it was again Lauren Bell who struck with Shafali Verma trying to play the on-drive, uppish on-drive, and getting held out to the mid-on fielder. That's when it was tense, I was the only journalist from India here, so I could not sit. I was standing up because I was like, the horror of losing your openers in the first over. But then Yastika Bhatia came, and in fact, Yastika Bhatia in the very first ball itself played such a beautiful drive and seemed absolutely in form, as if she was batting, and then she has just continued batting. She was that good. She raced off to 40 of 17 balls, took on Issy Wong, and India was in a solid position at the end of the power play. Jemimah, on the other hand, got the chance to settle down, which Jemimah also said at the post-match presentation that I got the chance to settle down because Yastika at the other end was aggressive. She was belting any delivery that had any sort of width in offer. She was in fantastic, supreme, sublime touch. After the power play, she lost that momentum, and Yastika Bhatia had come for the post-match press conference. So I did ask her that exactly what went wrong, Yastika. Why did you kind of lose the momentum? What was happening? So she said that the ball was coming onto a little slower as it started getting older, so hitting the shots was becoming a little difficult. The pitch was, even Jemimah in her player of the match interview mentioned that the pitch was getting slower. She also laughed about it, saying that, as an Indian coming from the subcontinent, you generally cannot complain of an England pitch getting slower, but according to the England standards, the pitch was slower, which was understandable because before Jemmy settled, I thought she was almost half through the shot even before the ball was coming onto the bat. And this slowness of the wicket was well used by the Indian bowlers. But before I go to the Indian bowling, I would definitely mention Deepti Sharma, because when Yastika Bhatia and Jemimah Rodriguez got out back to back, it was the onus was definitely on Richa Ghosh and Bharti Fulmali, the finishers, to take the game on, to actually score fast and get India past the 200, which seemed possible at one moment. But that did not happen because both Richa Ghosh and Bharti Fulmali did not get going. Again, that same thing that we go back to, I think, if you have heard Snehashish and my discussion over the past few months, if the pitch is a little slower, Richa finds it difficult to play her shots. And I thought Charlie Dean also mixed up her pace well and bowled well. Also, there was an incident where Charlie Dean actually pulled out while bowling, and she did not bowl the ball. The speculation was that she did that because of the non-striker end. Probably Yastika was. This happened when Jimmy was batting, and Yastika was at the non-striker end. In fact, one of the journalists asked Charlie Dean in the post-match press conference, "Why did you not bowl that delivery? Has that got anything to do with the non-strikers run out?" And well, all of you who have watched women's cricket over the years will definitely remember the famous non-striker end run out of Charlie Dean and her crying because she was not able to finish the match. No complaints from our end, at least, especially from my end, because non-striker run out. If the non-striker is backing up, you run them out. That's not a problem. But Charlie Dean actually ended the speculation, saying it has got nothing to do with Yastika. It's just that when I was about to bowl, I saw Jemmy had moved a long way off, and I did not want to be swept the very first delivery of my over. So that's why I said, nah, I'm not going to bowl because I'm going to get hit for a boundary. So that's what transpired. And getting to the England innings, I think England batting wise, there's only one name that has to be mentioned. That's Amy Jones, who played a fantastic knock. She was pushed up the order again, something that Charlie Dean was asked, and Charlie Dean explained that because Natsiva Brunt is not there due to injury, and Danny Wyatt Hodge has just come back from her maternity leave, so the team wants to give her a little more time, and the team wants to give Amy Jones a little more time in the middle. She plays lower down the order, so there are matches in the World Cup where she might not even get to bat, and then there will be an important phase when she will have to come out and do the job for England. So they want to give her more time on the crease, so that's why she was sent up the order. And use of that opportunity. I mean, Amy Jones was brilliant. I thought some of the shots, she literally smoked one or two of the deliveries of Deepthi. One of the cover drives, I remember, was fantastic. I mean, the moment she hit the cover drive, I was like, smoked, because it was beautiful. And I thought overall she was very good. It was a historic match for Heather Knight, becoming the England player to play most number of in women's, of course, to play the most number of matches. But in the net, she seemed quite in good touch. Didn't happen. Seemed rusty, and she seemed to hit a lot of good balls straight to the fielders. So kudos to Smriti Mandhana on placing the field well. The angles were cut very well. And Yastika actually said Richa Ghosh was helping Smriti Mandhana, and Richa and Smriti are like a team who are actually regulating the players and the angle specifically, because that becomes very important. Now, coming to India's bowling, I think highly impressive, to be fair. And by the way, I keep saying Arundhati Reddy in T20 eyes is a must. And today, again, she proved me absolutely correct. The way she bowled, yes, first over, I thought Sophia Dunkley did get behind her. But the way she came back, the miserly bowling that she did, that is exactly what you expect of Arundhati Reddy. Nothing surprising there. Absolutely exactly the performance that's expected of a player of Arundhati Reddy's level. And this is the reason, this performance should be the reason that she should not be out of any T20 eyes that India plays from here on. In this tour, for sure. After this tour, we can think about it later on. And when I say this tour, I mean the World Cup as well. Then coming to Kranti Kaur, because Kranti Kaur was that link which we are trying to, even in the pre-show we said Kranti should do well for India to do well. And Kranti got the openers, Kranti bowled well, got the short ball going. So all in all, it was a fantastic performance. And I have kept the best for the last, the best for the day, I would say. Sri Charani was good as well, not to forget mentioning her. I think Sri Charani has been consistent and has been improving over the over the last 6 months, she has been highly improved player. Other than that, the one that I was keeping for the last, of course, is Nandini Sharma, and I am all smiles when it comes to Nandini Sharma because in WPL we kept saying that slower ball. That slower ball is the one that got her the Emmy Jones wicket, which sealed the match for India. So I think because today, apart from Emmy Jones, nobody got going in the England batting lineup, and Nandini was superb. The best part is Danny Gibson came after Emmy Jones, and Nandini bowled the slower ball again. She executed the same slower balls, and again the ball went to Shafali Verma. It was like watching a replay. So wonderful outing, 3 wickets on her debut. But as I said, I think what impressed me the most was it's one thing bowling slower balls in WPL, and it's completely different to be able to come to England and execute that. Also, at times, what happens when the pitch, when you are in England, you have that tendency where you would want the ball to move because remember, Nandini can move the ball. It's not like she can't. But to go back to your strength is what shows maturity and fantastic. I mean, just fantastic. I think. Loved it. I always love it when pacers bowl well. So yes, it was great. Deepti with the bat was good. In fact, the crowd was chanting Asli Sharma kaun hai, Deepti, Deepti, and Deepti was hitting boundaries. Deepti showing, I think, somewhere giving the team confidence that she can also get those quick runs, a role that she has been given, but most of the time she is not really able to execute well. Last, but definitely not the least, while you guys will be seeing it in the morning, it's India's travel day to Bristol. The next match is in Bristol. In fact, no time, 29th is the travel day and 30th of May. In one of the videos, I said June. And of course, you guys have trolled me for that. A lot of people have trolled me, which is and absolutely deserved, to be honest. If I'm reporting and I'm saying 28th June instead of 28th May, you are supposed to troll me. But yes, as I said, on the 30th of May, the second T20I, we can easily seal the series. But I repeat again, even if we win 3-0, I will be delighted. But what actually makes me happy is I will resonate what Yastika said. The best part is the bench strength. That shows WPL success is in our bench strength, and WPL success is in Sri Charni. WPL success is in Nandini Sharma. WPL success is in the fact that 2 of your major players did not play, and it's not like we were at a complete loss. By this, I don't mean that we are a best side here. In fact, I don't even think this is our best playing 11. But the important part is whenever somebody is given a chance, they're putting their hand up and performing for the team. What else do you want as an Indian supporter? As a Rev Sports representative, all I want is for you guys to like, share and subscribe to our channel. All 3 channels, Rev Sports Hindi, Rev Sports Bangla, because you'll get all the updates from England and from every single sport that's happening. So stay tuned, keep watching and keep supporting.